Hey y'all, Lisa Davis here, and just like everybody else, I was a victim of watching Streamers University over the Memorial Day weekend, and let me tell you, what Cenat was able to do was remarkable. And so I want to talk to you guys about how he probably made $10 million in 5 days. But first, let's get to it. I want you to like, share, subscribe, and let's go. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with what streaming is, but I learned a lot over this weekend, and I want to talk to you about how to make money because the future of being able to make money is basically social media, and these kids are showing us how we can make it and maximize it on social media. So right now, I'm going to share you. I put together, and if you don't know what streaming university is, let me see. Can I do this? I'm going to share with you a little PowerPoint I put together. So, Streaming University was created by Cenat. Cenat is a social media presence. He's an influencer. He does streaming all the time. He's on Twitch, he's on YouTube, he's everywhere you want to be. And I believe this guy made about $10 million on his platform by the way he set up Streamers University, helping small content creators and large content creators come together, help each other, spend 5 days at a university in Akron. It was called Streamers University. They did it in Ohio at Akron University, and they had a simile of a university type situation where people went to class, people met their professors. Cenat was the dean, and they learned all about streaming, and they were able to also partner with larger influencers to make money, to learn how to make money. So let's go through it right quick. Let me pull up my PowerPoint. So they did this on Twitch. Twitch is a platform that is for streamers, people that are gamers, people that like to chat, people that like to talk online or whatever. It's live streaming, 100% live. Like I'm doing this video right now for YouTube live, but on Twitch, people go live to share content and people subscribe for their content. And so there's 4 different ways to make money on Twitch. The first way is ad revenue. Ad revenue means that they get commercials while they're live streaming, and those commercials pay them a certain amount of money as the commercials play through their streaming. Advertisers like to advertise during their streams to whoever their audience is. The next one is subscription. Just like we have here on YouTube, you guys can subscribe to my channel. That's a monthly fee of maybe $2 a month, maybe $5 a month to subscribe, so that when I go live, you know I go live, you get notified I go live, and then subscribers get additional content. They get to join my Discord or my membership subscription for free, and they are also able to connect with me and have different great content that's not available for regular people that are just watching. There's also bits and donations, which this is where viewers can send gifts and donations to people that are streaming live. And then there's also sponsorships and brand deals. Now we're going to assume that sponsorships and brand deals did not happen over Streaming University because it was only a 5-day segment, and the sponsorships were present through State Farm, through they had different sponsors there where they're helping them throughout the whole process. Now, the longer the streams, what I've learned on Twitch, the more money you make. Twitch pays per ad view. So the more ads you have during your stream, the more revenue. And the way that you can have more ads is you stay on stream longer. Some people, there's one content creator that Cenat invited to Streamers University that has been live streaming for 3 years. Yes, 3 years. Emily CC has been live streaming for 3 years, but some of the streamers streamed for 28 hours, some streamed for 3 hours, some streamed for 10 hours. That means they went live, they streamed live everything they were doing. And what this means is that when I was watching them on Twitch, sometimes the ads would come in, and it might be 3 ads would come in, or an ad would come in every 10 minutes, every 20 minutes. These ads that run while they're streaming pay them $1,000 per view. They pay $3.50. That means per 1,000 views, they get $3.50. So if you have 500 people watching you, you can make money based on how many views of ads you get. So let's say you had 500 viewers, that's 0.5% times $3.50. That equals $1.75 per ad that comes into your stream. And if you get 3 ads per hour, that could be $21 for ads. If you have 12 ads over and you stream for like 3 hours. So if you stream for 3 hours, a 4 hour stream, I'm sorry, you get 3 ads per hour, $1.75 times 12, that's $21. Now let's see what they were doing on what they were doing while they were live streaming, right? So Cenat, a very smart young man, created Streamers University. And what he did is he bought the name Streamer University. He owns it. He owns the name. He owns the brand. He owns everything. So he created his own channel called Streamer University. What does this mean? And why was this important? The reason this was important is because he invited 120 streamers to come to Streamer University, and they streamed under his channel. So that's like somebody buying BET. That's like BET and having BET have all these shows, or that's like the OWN network with all her shows. Because he owns Streamer University, everybody streamed under his channel. So he might ran channel wide ads, but there were so many different ways for people to make money under his channel. You can have a contractual split, and I'm pretty sure he did a split with the streamers. He had 120 streamers, and I don't know, he might have had 20 professors that were all streaming under his channel. So if the channel ran channel wide ads, this is money that all streamers are going to make regardless. And if he had a contractual split with them, meaning no matter how much the channel made, he split with the streamers 60-40, 50-50, whatever, 70-30, they would get a percentage of the money that the channel made, right? You can monetize also clips and repurpose content, but the most money you make is original content, meaning that's your own content that you make, right? So individual streamers can earn money. This is how they earn money. Let me tell you, everybody went home making money. If they streamed on his channel this last weekend and they made content and they streamed for however many hours, they made money. Now, I believe he may have done a 50-50 split. We don't know what split he did on Twitch, but under his channel, if he was being fair as a person with a business, because he's going to make money on their money they make. So if you're a business owner, you're going to think, I'm going to try to be fair and I'm going to pay them whatever. So I'm thinking a 50-50 split, but maybe not. I don't know. Right? So a 50-50 split under his channel would mean that they would get 50% of the profits, and they would get their own bits and cheers, meaning any gifts that they got while they were streaming, they get 100% of those gifts. And people were donating subs all weekend. State Farm was a huge sponsor, and State Farm was donating subs to students of Streamer University for whatever reason. If the professor said they were doing a good job, if Kai said they were doing a good job, if somebody highlighted them, State Farm was donating 100 subs. What does that mean? 100 subs is $600. After Twitch takes their percentage, the streamer would get all the rest of that money. So if Twitch takes 30% or 20% or 40% of $600, they're at least walking away with $300+. And State Farm was donating out 100 subs. That means that's subscriptions to their channel for the month. State Farm was kicking in 100 subs per channel, per streamer, and then people were donating 10 subs, 50 subs, 25 subs. This is all money that they're earning. We're going to count all this up. They also got ad revenue, the ad revenue that ran on that channel, the ad revenue that ran during their stream. This is ad revenue that they get to make as well, right? So how you monetize these streams? So he had 120 streamers, right? He had 120 streamers. And if he required the streamers to give up 10 or 30%, we're going to do a hypothetical of their earnings, right? And use Twitch's Streamer University as their brand where they're streaming under. And if they got any brand deals, which they didn't, and if they repurpose content and clips, which they did, because people were clipping. Clipping means that while they were streaming, if the viewers, and some people had 11,000 viewers at one time, DDG had 60,000 to 100,000 viewers every time he went live. So remember, viewers equal cash. If people are viewing your stream, the ads that play during your stream equals cash. Some people would have 20,000 viewers. Some people would have 50,000 viewers. Some people only had 1,000 viewers. But the amount of viewers that you have while you're live streaming on Twitch equals cash money. So the objection is to get more people to follow you and more people to watch you while you're live streaming. And then while they're watching you, if they donate gifts or if they subscribe, that's additional cash that goes directly to the streamer, right? And so people, while they watch your stream, they can also short clip any kind of interesting content that you're making. So if there's an interesting content, like DDG had a lot going on, you know, he was fighting his students. He was having square ups with his students that were talking back. There were clips of people just running, all kind of things. So if people clip, those are additional opportunities for you to make more money, because these clips are of you under your hashtag and under Streamer University. And so all views still go into your pocket because cash is king, right? So I want to show you a short clip right now of a streamer that was showing her friends how much she made in 1 month, because I want y'all to understand this is real money. Let me add this. And let me see if I can turn it up so you guys can hear it. And this was one of the university streamers. Her name is Wendy. And she's a content creator. She's been creating a long time.
For 5 million?
$5 million?
That's for April 26th to May 25th.
So how much days is that?
That's a month.
I can play that again because it was kind of short.
For 5 million?
$5 million?
That's for April 26th to May 25th.
So how much days is that?
That's a month.
So what she is showing them is her bank account. Well, she's really probably showing them her Twitch, the back end of her Twitch account. And she said from March to April, she made $5 million streaming. Wendy came in already with a huge following. So Wendy was already, every time she went live, she had 20 to 50,000 people viewing her stream as she streamed. And Wendy did long streams. The longer the streams, the more the ads. The more the ads, the more money you make. This young lady between March and April made $5 million before coming to Streamers University. So this is why we need to understand that this is a real way to make monies by using your ability to create content online, whatever it is that you do. What we know right now in this country or in the world, consumers are content hungry. People watch YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram more than they watch TV. People watch Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram more than they watch cable TV, more than they watch Roku or all the different Paramounts or whatever, more than they watch movies. People watch content. They consume content. They learn about life with their content. They learn how to budget on content. They learn how to shop on content. They learn how to do all the things, good foods, good choices, all the things. Consumers consume content. And so content is what pays. Content pays. Now I want you to watch another short video. This was Agent. He gave a class on how to pocket watch. And I thought his class was amazing. So
$120,000. So I want y'all to.
Let's go back.
I made $120,000. So I want y'all to. I really want y'all to focus in on this though. This is why I'm saying ads are really underrated. Do you see this purple section here? Those are ads. If I remove the ads, my budget is eviscerated. So I'm saying it's underrated because it's the main way I get to do cool stuff. It also helps convert subscribers because niggas want to subscribe if there's lots of ads, but I wouldn't recommend that because the main priority for small streamers is discovery. As you grow, I would recommend it more and more. But I really truly believe it, bro. Like without ads, and you can see this split here, I pulled it up on purpose. Like on an average day in January, this is a marathon, so I was live the whole day. Keep in mind, there's ads playing the entire day, $4,000. And that's a bad day. Because if this was done in December, that's going to be $20,000, $25,000.
Now he's saying he is saying he made $4,000 in one day just from live streaming. But he's also saying January is a slow month. Corporations don't run a lot of ads in January, but they definitely run them fourth quarter. So he was saying if he would have did that same type of work October, November, December, instead of making $4,000 that day, he would have made $20,000 a day. This is real money to be made. This is real money to be made. Let's continue.
What's that?
Are these ads that they?
Oh, I guess that video wasn't long enough. So let's get back to the PowerPoint because I did a little bit. I want to show you the rest of this. So he had 120 streamers. Again, if he made deals with Twitch to give percentages to his streamers and also to himself that they streamed under his channel, everybody was making money. Everybody was making money. So does he earn from their views, or do you earn from your views? Twitch pays the broadcaster. Twitch will pay the streamer, not the channel owner, unless there's a deal worked out with the channel owner and the streamer. I believe that both got paid. And I believe with the Twitch channel, Streaming University ran a 5-day live streaming event with 120 content creators. And they had approximately 26 million hours watched. That means almost 26 million hours. How many? Somebody did the math and determined 26 million hours is divided by 24 divided by, so that's 1 million days divided by 365. That's 2,900 years of watching his channel. So 26 million hours approximately watched, right? That was watched hours. That equals up to 2,968 years of content watching, right? 300 million total views. And that's not even all. I went through his largest content creators and just added up a few of their views. Some people had 15 million views for 4 days. Some people had 20 million views for 4 days. He had 120 streamers. And a lot of the large content creators had between 10 to 20 million views just on a few of their videos. So 300 million total views approximately is probably on the low end. And if he would have had 1% of those viewers subscribe, meaning 30,000 people bought subscriptions approximately, just if he would have had 30,000 people, that's 1% of the total viewers, that equals up to ad revenue. Again, remember, revenues per minute. How many revenues does he get per views, right? So he gets revenue per 1,000 views, and he had approximately at the low end 300 million views. Did I have on there 300 million? Let me go back. $300 million views. So if he had on the low end 300 million views under his channel name, under Streamers University, right? And they pay $3.50 per ad that comes on. His ad earnings, just ad earnings, not subscriptions, not gifts, not donations, just ad earnings at 300 million views is $1,050,000. $1,050,000. If he would have did a split with the streamers would have split $525,000. Now this is on the low end. This is on the low end. I don't know his numbers per se, but I believe his numbers were higher than that. So if we look at some assumptions here, if 1%, the typical assumption is 1% of viewers subscribe, right? So we know that everybody was getting gifts and all these donations of subscriptions, but what if out of those 300 million views, 1% of those viewers subscribed? So 3 million people subscribed. And let's say Twitch was paying $2.50 per subscription. and let's say that um, the cut was 50%, right? So 3 million subscriptions would be $7.5 million. 50% goes to Streamer University. That's $3,750,000. This is the assumption that 1% of subscribers, 1% of viewers subscribe. That is a reasonable assumption. That's a reasonable assumption. And many of the small streamers went from 0 followers to 100,000 followers. One small streamer went from 4,000 followers to 400,000 followers. Another small streamer went from 6,000 followers to 70,000 followers just over 4 days. These followers are viewing, and if these viewers decide to buy a month subscription, it's not, they have to renew it every month, but let's just say they decided to pay $5 just to have a subscription to view them. A subscription helps them not to have to watch ads. So there is an incentive to buy a subscription because the ads were ridiculous on Streamer University. Some ads would run 8 ads at a time for 11 seconds an ad. So if people got tired of watching ads every 10 minutes because those ads was coming fast, for $15, you could subscribe to Twitch to watch all of Streamer University ad free. That's not unreasonable that 1% of 300 million viewers would pay $15 to watch Streamer University, which had over 26 million hours of views. 26 million hours of views. It's not unreasonable to think that 1% may have subscribed. So let's keep it going. So if they also did some donations, which people were donating, people were doing Cash App donations, people were buying these things on Twitch called bits, people were doing all those things. So let's just say if they had 300 million views and they were to have maybe a few bits and donations at 0.5, 50 cent, right? That's another 150,000. 50% goes to Streamer University, that's 75,000. And let's say they got some sponsorships. Let's say they got some, right? They got out of 300 million views, they would have got some sponsorships at $5 divided by 1,000 because you got to do 1,000 for the per view for the CPMs. That's $1.5 million. 50% goes to Streamer University. So if all of this had happened, right? This is what it looks like for their revenue. How much did they make? How much revenue possibly could they make? And this is very possible because we're doing low-end approximations and assumptions. If they would have did the ad generation at $1 million, subscriptions at 7.5, bits at 150,000, and sponsorships at 1.5, and we do know that certain streamers got sponsorship deals while they were at campus. That's a total of $10 million in revenue. And if they had a deal with Twitch for the channel to do 50% of the earnings and Twitch keep 50%, that means the channel walked away with $5.1 million. This is not unreasonable. Not for the amount of views. Let's go back because the amount of views they had, right, is not unreasonable. Cenat had people on lock on Twitch all Memorial Day holiday. 26 million hours watched. Again, that's over 2,900 years of content. To get 26 million hours of watch time, it would take you 2,900 years. 300 million total viewers. They had more than that. I just took those numbers from the top content creators' views. Again, Tylil, DDG, Ray, Rakai, all of them had 10 million plus views. Some of them had 20 million views, right? And then if you got 1%, which is 30,000 subscriptions, this is not unreasonable to think. That weekend, I think they said Kai put down approximately $750,000 to rent out the campus and to rent the police force. It's not really rent. It's like you hire the police force private duty in order to protect people and in order to block off roads and block off the campus and have people on staff. I've had to do that for other events that I've had. It's very possible $750,000. I think about $1 million because you figure they had to hire all the people in the kitchen, all the food, all of the security, all of the janitorial services, and then any of the damages. If Kai spent $1 million out of his pocket but came out with just his channel, just his channel, nothing else. This is just Streamers University channel we're doing the numbers on. He would have walked away with $5.1 million on that channel. And if he did partner with the streamers to say, you're going to get a certain percentage of the profits that the channel makes, that incentivizes them to do what? To continue to stream under his channel while they're there, and everybody gets a piece of the pie. Kai still is streaming on his own. All the streamers still get paid off of their own streams as well. So it's not like that's the only money they get, right? They get that money from Streamers University from that channel that Kai Cenat owns 100%. And they also get monies from the streams that they do because their streams, they own their streams and their stream revenue. So the takeaways from this, if you want to get on social media, if you want to be a streamer, right? Short events can be highly profitable. You don't need years of streaming to earn big. Add scale with viewership. So get more viewers. Make sure you get more viewers, and that gives you more ad revenue. And then subscriptions add stability. So always asking for subscriptions, always asking somebody to subscribe. Ask for what you want. People love your content. They know it takes a lot of work to make content. This is not an easy job. So why not support you in the work that you're doing? And bits and donations are a bonus, right? This is extra money. I want to leave you with this because this is a very smart young man.
In the future's time, your boy made some smart moves. We own like the idea of Streamer University. We own the IP of Streamer University, chat. So like is this ours to share amongst, you feel me? So yeah, bro. The amount of support y'all been showing to people though, amazing, bro. I want to go ahead and tell y'all, bro, if this shit ever was to get ran back again, y'all niggas have a chance.
I want to leave y'all with this. He said Netflix approached him, Amazon approached him, other networks approached him. They want to buy this idea from him. He said, nope, he's going to keep it for himself. He owns it 100%. And if he wants to do it again, he can do it again how he wants to do it. That is a smart money move because he owns 100% of the business. He owns 100% of the name, the brand, and he owns 100% of how the way it's going to be profitable. If you want to be on social media and make money, there are a ton of different ways to make money. Streaming is just one more added to it. There's a ton of ways by making your content. So if you have ideas, if you have knowledge, like I say, I am a consultant. My knowledge is the money that I make. I share it on social media, and I make money on TikTok from views, and I'm starting to make money. I've monetized YouTube now. There is money out here to earn, and the shift of the economy is going to be in digital. My name is Lisa Davis. I am the Trusted Banker. I wanted to bring y'all that, and I hope y'all have a good day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.